I thought it was a good day. I thought it was a good day for Ohio State football, and this is a big part of what we do is on pro day to kind of put our best foot forward and do things in a first-class manner. I thought the entire coaching staff was out here with the players, and they put on a little bit of a show today, which was great.
How special was it to see these families out here supporting these players?
Oh, that's part of it. We just talked about that with a couple of families that, when you go through the recruiting process, you're leaving your family at home to become part of the Buckeye family, and that's part of this process. And this is kind of one of those moments you graduate, and then you have pro day, and then you go on to the NFL, and kind of one of those things where you're just really proud of the process because you think back on all the time and through the recruiting process that took place, and you're talking about some of the dreams and hopes early on that come to fruition, and that's pretty neat.
We've talked in the past, Coach, that, it's one thing to, recruit great players. It's another thing to develop them. How proud are you? Because there's going to be a bunch more Buckeyes on Sunday, and it looks like for sure 2 first-round picks.
Yeah, the NFL is going to have some really good Buckeyes coming to them next year, and I thought, everybody did a great job today. But that's a big part of the process, and I think that the feedback that we're getting from a lot of the scouts and the coaches and the GMs is just how well-rounded they are, how well they're doing the interviews, the type of people that they're getting, and the guys, and that's part of the guys who are in the NFL now, and kind of the blueprint that they've set moving forward. And I think our guys all understand that. We saw a lot of our younger guys out here watching. CJ actually got a chance to participate in the drills. I think Garrett maybe and Chris were involved in this last year with Justin. So pretty neat to see those guys out here.
And it's more than just, you're developing more than just football. I mean, it's the whole process, isn't it?
It is, yeah. I mean, it's, you have to, there's a couple different plans in your life. One is the football plan and trying to figure out, how do you best maximize yourself as a football player. And then once football's over, what's the next step for you? And that's part of the whole process and the recruiting process. We talk about that. But now that's where these guys are at.
How much does a day like this help you, going forward? You look at the colleges around the country, the Buckeyes, you're putting the most in.
Well, we take a lot of pride in our development, and that's there's so much that goes into that, and it's all built on our culture, which is to be the best version of yourself, and we try to surround our guys, and Gene Smith has put so much money into our program over the years and helping these guys develop, and there's so much that goes into that. There's the nutrition, there's the academics, there's the strength and conditioning, there's the sports science, there's the mental health, there's all those things that come into it, and a lot of work has to get done by the players, and tribute to them because they're the ones that have to put all the work.
And speaking of a guy like CJ, how can this help him going forward into next season as far as being a leader, participating in a huge day like today?
I don't know if it helps him as a leader so much as it just gives him an opportunity when the next time that he's in this situation, he's done it before. And again, I'm pretty sure that Garrett and Chris did this last year, which allowed them the opportunity to kind of do this for the second time, and they're a little bit more comfortable.
Brian said that in his receivers room, he doesn't teach any of his guys anything that won't translate to the next level. I'm curious if that's only how he runs his receivers room or if that's a program-wide thing. Do you do that with your quarterback's room of we only teach things that you're going to be able to be successful at the NFL?
Well, I think, typically anything you're teaching in the game will carry over in some way, shape, or form to the next level. But we do take a lot of pride in the fact that, we coach at a high level, and we have a lot of guys who have NFL experience and have sat in those rooms and coached in that league before, played in that league. And so that does carry over, and the development, we've seen does carry over to that, and the blueprint's pretty strong.
Is there anything mechanically, I don't know whether it's going through reads or just with throwing motion or anything, where you're telling guys like CJ, you need to switch this, you need to do this in order to be successful in the NFL?
Oh, yeah, that's every day. Every day we're meeting, we're going through that. We had meetings today, we'll have meetings tomorrow, we have practice tomorrow, and it's a constant process, and it doesn't all happen at once. It's just constant, gentle pressure over time, and then in the end, this is what you see.
When you have a guy like CJ who's already been talking about his potential, first quarterback off the board next year, how do you kind of make sure that you keep him on a good trajectory and kind of keep him in line to make sure that he doesn't kind of get too ahead of his skis, so to speak?
You just talk to him about it. It's the same thing that happened last year when he hadn't thrown a pass before. Nobody in the country knew who he was at this point. Now people do, and in a different way, it's the same thing. What I mean by that is you can't listen to the people who say you've never done it before, people that are doubting you after the first couple games when they said he couldn't play and they were questioning the shoulder. They're the same ones that are saying you're going to be the first quarterback in the draft next year. So don't worry about that. Just worry about getting better.
What's it like to be just on the cusp of that with him, Ryan, to see a guy, like you say, step up and grab the ring?
Well, listen, early in the season it wasn't easy, and you stick together on those things. Just talk about them as you head into the season. There's going to be bumps along the way, and when adversity hits, we just grab onto each other and stick together, and that's what happened in that situation. And his best football's ahead. All right, guys, thanks.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you, Coach. Appreciate you.